Hi all, welcome to Andrea M. D'Souza's kitchen. Today's recipe is a very quick to make and delicious to eat, extremely healthy, protein and calcium rich laddoos. You will love these laddoos. Not only are they healthy but also extremely tasty. And whenever you require a quick pick me up or if you are low on energy, instead of hitting the caffeine, try one of these laddoos. You will feel refreshed and as fresh as ever because it's got so many of the ingredients that are good for you, that are healthy for you. And even if you have teenagers and young people at home who love to eat protein bars, rather than having those unhealthy packaged protein bars, try out these laddoos. And you can form them even in the shape of protein bars if you like, because this is so much better for your youngster, for your teenager, compared to the protein bars that they buy from the market. And it is tasty too. So much better than the artificial ingredients, all natural ingredients. And if you have elderly people in the house who cannot really bite into nuts, try this out because you're powdering this, and you can use this because they also can enjoy these laddoos whenever they feel like or as and when they need it. So do try out these laddoos. You will find the recipe ahead, so I will not take too much of your time. Here it is. So these are the ingredients we have. I have a handful of almonds, a handful of cashew nuts and a handful of walnuts. I have roasted all these three on a low flame. Now we like this slightly brownish, burntish taste, but if you don't like it, you can roast it less. There is 400 grams of dates here. I have removed the seeds of these dates, I've removed the top part and I've crushed them lightly with my fingers. We require soft dates. This is what you need to buy. I have around a tablespoon of this homemade ghee, and these are oats. Around another katora of oats. These oats I have again roasted on a very low flame. There's coconut powder again, which I've roasted on a low flame. Now some of you might like to keep it white. That is up to you. You can decide what you would like. And finally I have till. Around 3 tablespoons or 4 tablespoons rather of till. 2 tablespoons of white till and 2 tablespoons of black till, again which I have roasted. You can also add a tablespoon of roasted poppy seeds to it. You can add jaggery instead of dates. You can add honey instead of dates. You can add anything that you would like. Now these are the dry fruits I had in the house. You can also add raisins. You can also add pista. You can add your cranberries. Whatever you have, you can use those. Figs also you can use. So as I said earlier, the first thing I've done is I've roasted all these. Now I'm going to grind each of these and I'm going to keep them, and then we'll move on to the next step. Here are all the powders. There's your oats powder. I've ground the coconut. Here's the till powder. And here are the dry fruits. Now the dry fruits, if you want them to in bigger pieces, you can also cut them in chunks. You don't need to grind it into a powder. That's all left up to you about the kind of texture that you like. So now let's begin. I'm going to take these dates and I'm going to put them in my pan. Okay, and on a low flame, I'm going to just let it melt. I'll just put around a little bit of ghee, not all, just a little bit, around half a teaspoon or so. And after some time, you're going to see the texture of these dates. Right now, they are soft, and look at them in a little while. So on very low flame, we'll let them melt a bit, cook a bit. You can reduce and skip the ghee also. Since you know me, those of you who followed my channel and you know how much I love my pure ghee, my homemade ghee, know that I put it in everything. But if you don't want to put ghee, you can skip it a bit. But if you're making it for the winters, for the cold season, it's going to be excellent, and do add a little ghee so that will help to keep you warm. This recipe is also very good for the winters, which will be coming up in a couple of months. See, this is how it's going to come together in a ball. Can you see it's nearly melting? So now at this point of time, I'm going to start adding all my other ingredient powders that I have. I'll switch off the flame right now. Here are my dry fruits. Oh, my oats. My till. You can add more till in case you are making it for the cold. Here is my coconut, and I'm going to just mix it all up now. I'm going to keep this camera aside because I'll need both my hands. So I'm going to go ahead and show it to you in some time. I've mixed everything together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cool it down a bit, and then I'm going to take my hands and knead it up and mix it a little more. Because can you see these lumps of dates? They do not need to be in lumps. They need to be mixed all together, and they need to be mixed very evenly, which I can't do right now when it is hot. So I'll let it just sit for 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, I'm going to start forming into balls and kneading it. And I'm also going to add this leftover ghee that I have here, so that it's going to help in getting it all together. So I'm going to start kneading it now. And it is warm, it is still hot. If you have not cooked before, if you're not used to cooking, so be careful, wait for a while longer. I'm going to add my ghee. It's not really needed, but I love it, so I'm definitely going to add it. Those of you who don't want it can do without it. And another thing is, in case you want to add elaichi powder, in case you want to add nutmeg powder, that's your choice. But I really don't like to add those flavors, because the nuts in itself, the til in itself, the ghee has its own flavor. So I don't like to overpower it with elaichi or nutmeg. It is still very hot, so be careful. There, it's all come together. Now let's start forming our laddus. I have put some ghee on the palm of my hand, and I'm going to take a little bit of this, and I'm going to form them into round balls. Suppose you don't want to form them into balls, you can also form them into bars and call them homemade protein bars. So I'm going to form them into balls right now, and I'm going to put them in my plate. So here are our laddus getting ready, and I have been popping one after the other into my mouth as I'm forming them right now. They are so tasty and they are so addictive. So you need to be a little careful that you don't overeat on them. And remember that when you are forming these laddus, the mixture needs to be a little warm. It does not have to be completely cold or dry, then they will not form well. And here they are, look at them once more. Lovely, aren't they? So my protein and calcium rich laddus are ready. Don't ask me why I put this blue flour. I found it at home. It was a bouquet given to mummy for her birthday, and the flour looked lovely, so I just picked it up and put it on this plate. But do try out this recipe. Let me know how much you enjoy it, how much your family members enjoy it. Send me your messages, send me the pictures of the food you cooked, send me your feedback, and don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Insta, and definitely to like this video and to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Andrea M. D'Souza's Kitchen, and share it with everyone who loves good cooking. Especially, I have a lot of Goan recipes, so if you like Goan food, do try it out and enjoy yourself. Have a great day ahead.